Welcome on board to Good Morning Uganda, and many thanks for joining us this very morning, and thank you for sticking around as well. Now, looking into what is making headlines from the world of business as well, from our Tuesday perspective, we will definitely start off from what is coming in from the sectors of the business community. One, coming in from investment and tourism, because in a bid to boost Uganda's investment and tourism sector, government officials are calling on media professionals to highlight the country's efforts to ensure that we have peace, but on top of it, also highlighting the potentials that Uganda has from the tourism perspective. Now, in regards to Uganda's positive attributes in the tourism, the media has been encouraged not to focus on reporting the negative side of things, but rather focus on the positive sentiments. This call was made during a meeting with government communicators and the media hosted by the State House Investors Protection Unit, Colonel Edith Nakalema in Kampala. Now, during the meeting, Colonel Nakalema urged media professionals to focus on reassuring investors and tourists about Uganda's economic stability and growth opportunities. Now, she noted that the effective communication is crucial for investors to identify viable opportunities and for boosting overall investor confidence. Now, Colonel Nakalema further stressed the importance of disseminating accurate and relevant information about government priorities. On the other side, Professor Pamela Mbabazi, chair of the National Planning Authority, also encouraged communicators to contribute insights on enhancing Uganda's appeal to investors and tourists. Now, also at the top of it, Dr. Amina Zawede, the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, emphasized transparency and accountability in building trust among investors. The Director of Defense Public Information, Brigadier Felix Kulaije, highlighted national service programs to foster a patriotic mindset among the Ugandans. Now, Brigadier Kulaije called for media fairness in favor of Uganda, arguing that promoting negative stories harms the nation's reputation. And remember, when we are looking at most of the favorable investment destinations, Uganda is one of those across the African continent, and that is why many of the media practitioners and the journalists were reminded to start focusing on promoting Uganda in a positive way, so as to attract more investors, and then also the tourists that will come in and explore Uganda, and in turn adding more value to Uganda's tourism sector, and also improving on Uganda's tourism destinations at the end of it all, with the kind of money that is being brought in, or that can be brought in by the tourists. Now, elsewhere, the Uganda National Oil Company has guaranteed the public that it will give the oil marketing companies the most competitive fuel price, and expecting more of that to be reflected at the pumps. Now, the assurance follows the commencement of UNOC's implementation of sole importation of fuel mandate. Now, last week, 2 fuel-laden vessels docked at Mombasa port in Kenya, and of which these 2 of those that docked in Mombasa were managed or were received by the Uganda National Oil Company, as well as the Minister of as well as Honorable Ruth Nankabira, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. Now, Tony Otoa, the UNOC's Chief Corporate Affairs Officer, explained that this new development is a significant milestone to the sector and UNOC as an entity. Now, the fuel discharged into the Kenyan pipeline company's infrastructure will then be delivered to storage facilities in Eldoret, Kisumu, Nakuru towns in Kenya, and then from there, it will be transported by tankers to Uganda. Now, also, Otoa explained that the previous process before the initiative was a hectic one, but now many of the other things have been streamlined in regards to receiving of the petroleum products, and as well having them within the country, allowing the Petroleum Supply Amendment Act 2023 to fully come into practice, because with this, UNOC is now responsible for importation of petroleum products, and then it's also allowed to supply it to the other oil companies in Uganda. Now, lastly, from the business updates, the Katikiro of Uganda, Charles Peter Maiga, has further recommended the people to extend exhibitions to learn new ideas and to attend new developments or attain new developments. This was presented by the Katikiro while he represented the Speaker of Buganda, Luchiko Patrick Luwaga Mugumbule, at the launch of Buganda Expo 2024. Now, this expo is scheduled to take place from 16th to 25th of August in Mengo. That will be at the palace, at the King's Palace in Mengo. Now, the launch was for the activities that are scheduled for the 2024 Buganda Expo, which will attract quite a number of businesses within the kingdom and also other private sector players who want to advertise, promote, and also exhibit quite a number of the products and services that they offer as businesses. Now, launching the expo, the Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, represented by the Speaker of Buganda, Luchiko, came out and revealed that people are to participate in this exhibition. And the idea of the exhibition is to allow businesses to at least market themselves in an area or in an environment that attracts quite a number of the king's subjects. But not only that, also other key stakeholders in Uganda's businesses. Now, besides that, some of the exhibitors have already booked their places to ensure that by the time the month of August reaches, they have different stalls where they will be able to place their goods and then also market their services to many of those that will be attending this annual Buganda Expo. Now, before the launch, there was inspection of the site and drive from Mengo Palace to Bulange, and that is the Kingdom's headquarters, to ensure that by the time the month of August reaches, everyone who will participate in the exhibition will fully have a memorable experience. Now, the expo is scheduled to take place from 16th to the 25th of August in the palace. And also, the Minister of Information and spokesperson of the Kingdom, that is Israel Kazibwe Chitoke, said that the outcomes from the exhibition will support the street kids that are quite many today. Now, according to the organizer of the expo, Moses Luburwa, who is also known as Luba Events, this year's expo will attract exhibitors from Uganda and abroad. So they are not only looking at targeting the Baganda in this very exhibition, but they're also looking at targeting the entire country, and then also looking at targeting investors away from the country. So it's an exhibition that will be scheduled for August, and so everyone out there who wants to showcase and market their goods for the many clients that will be part, it is high time you started registering at the headquarters in Bulange to be part of this year's exhibition or the Buganda Expo. Now, we look at the forex market to see how different currencies have been faring on the exchange. This is as close of business Monday, 8th of July. The US dollar was buying at 3,692 while selling at 3,702.00 shillings. Then closing time, the US dollar was buying at 3,701.00 while selling at 3,711.00. The Great Britain pound was buying at 4,740.98 while selling at 4,753.79. The euro was buying at 4,006.33 while selling at 4,017.15. The Kenyan shilling was buying at 28.94 while selling at 29.02. And then the Tanzanian shilling was buying at 1.39 while selling at 1.39. As the South African rand was buying at 203.24 while selling at 203.79 shillings. So that's how you will find the forex updates and how you find the various currencies faring on the exchange this very morning. I'll be back tomorrow to give you more from the world of business. Chantal Oliver Kaninda is right here with the traffic updates. But stick around, because even after her, Good Morning Uganda will continue later on. Good morning.
My name is Chantal and I'm here to make sure that I give you an update on how traffic stands in the most parts of the town that are usually flooded by people, or most routes that are used by people. So let's start with if you are coming from Chisasi side, coming from Chanja side, and you're trying to use Ntinda side, let's see how traffic is faring. Now, if you are coming from Chisasi Chanja Road, there's no traffic at this particular moment. You are safe to move, and even Komamboga Road is safe for you to move, so there is pretty much no traffic, and this goes all the way into Chanja, and this is because it's still a bit early, and if you're to beat the traffic, you better start moving this very moment. Now, right now I'm at the new Chisasi roundabout, and as you can see, there is no traffic. You will only be finding slow movement and a bit of traffic at the junction or closing into the junction that takes you to the Ntinda Chigowa Road. That is where you'll be finding you'll be finding a hold up and slow movement. However, Magawa Road is safe, and usually people use Magawa Road to connect to Wamala Road, but also to connect to the Ntinda Bukoto Road. So if you can use the Magawa Road and you're trying to connect to Bukoto, you are safe to move. There's just slow movement as you're approaching the junction. Otherwise, you are okay to move. Now, all the way to Ntinda, we are safe, as you can see. If you're trying to use the Old Chira Road, or if you're coming from the Old Chira Road, coming from the ends of Nadia, coming from the ends of Chiwatule, this road is still safe for you to move, and you'll be connecting to Ntinda in the shortest time possible. And we continue on to the Ntinda Road, and as you can see, when you get to the junction or to the lights that that take you to Mataswe Road, you're still safe to move. However, when you when you still stay on Ntinda Road, you'll realize that after those lights, there's just going to be slow movement, and later you will be finding some traffic, especially at the point that leads you to the second lights when you are sloping down what they usually call Ntinda stretcher. Now, after that, and Ntinda 2 Road has a bit of traffic, so if you can avoid it, especially when you are closing into the junction, then you're okay. However, Katalima Road is safe to move. However, inside there is where you'll be finding a bit of traffic, but after that, you'll be okay to move, as you are now trying to connect to the Naguru Drive Road in case you want to use that route. Now, further onto Ntinda Road, you will be finding a bit of traffic as you are approaching the Naguru police station. However, when you also get to the junction that is usually known as the Spear Junction, is where you'll be finding a bit of a hold up. However, there is nothing for you to worry about. The Kampala Jinja Highway is safe to navigate, just slow movement, but pretty much nothing for you to worry about. And as you can see, if you are coming all the way downwards trying to get to the Kampala Jinja Road or Jinja Highway, there is slow movement in the middle there, but pretty much nothing for you to worry about. And as you can see, you are safe to move at this very moment. All the way 3rd Street is safe, and if I am connecting now to the still on the Kampala Jinja Highway, safe to move. 1st Street is also safe to move, and there is nothing for you to worry about. The Wampeo Clock Tower is still okay. You can move to wherever you are going. Wampeo Avenue is also safe all the way, and you will be finding no traffic whatsoever, even at the parts that have the junction that have the lights. Upper Kololo Road is also safe for you to move, and there is no traffic at this very moment. Although by the time it clocks 8:15 or 15 minutes past 8 or even 30 minutes past 8, I cannot guarantee that you'll be finding the same update. So if you're moving, you're better off moving at this very moment. Still, Jinja Road is safe for you to move. If you're trying to connect to Kampala Road all the way into town, Kampala Road, all the roads are clear, and you are safe to be on your way to work at this very moment. And that is it for our traffic updates this morning. Coming up, Good Morning Uganda agenda.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, This is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja to the town or city near you. Between July and December this year, don't miss Uganda's beautiful stories from east to west, north to south in Tuko Pamoja.
Uganda as we see it today never had a name. It had the regions that make it.
The battle for protecting the sovereign Uganda was lost in Dokolo.
Uganda, fortunately for us, is a confluence of all these races, the races of Africa.
Bunyoro would have simply created an East African community that we are looking for today.
The rulers of Bunyoro are actually Luos.
Genetically, we are even
Similar people.
We are one. Use that word Pamoja.
To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
Juko.
Yo.
What you
Echirai.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Dola na simu nga ndi mulimi wa butiko sansanga nga ndima butiko nga mazemu emyaka nga 5 kati bwe bazimpa nenyongeramu mu business nenziramu nendeeta nga bwe tubigula nga biri bwe biti bakigula nga kiramba then n'okireeta n'okiteeka somewhere in a dark place kati then bw'okiteekawo after 10 to 15 days n'okiteekawo nekikyuka kala oba kikuwa kifaana bwe kiti then n'okiteekawo nekifuuka kala then bw'omaliriza n'otandika okukiteeka kuno kugundi ku madaala n'otandika okukifukirira kuba twafuna n'ebbomba tubifuna nga biri bwe biti ng'ensigo ziri munda nga wano basibyeko akapapula kati buli lwofukirira pressure y'amazzi gali gopika n'ebbumba gakimeza kiyita wano kuba already wabaira akapapula kukenekeneka ekitiko kyekyabya akapapula ako then nekifuluma n'okinoga kati after 1 month n'oddamu n'osala ensigo eri munda nayo nesigala ng'ejja kuba bw'oba okirese bw'oti ensigo tezivaayo teziggwayo n'okisala after some time nekisigala nga kimera okuva wano naye kati already zino zaali nga ziweddemu kati nasigadde mbuukinze ngenda kuddamu kuleeta nali nsuubula ebintu bino 300 kuba wano ekiyumba kyali kinene nga kituuka eyo nga wonna wajjudde nga nsuubula 300 kati bwe twafuna sente za parish model siri omu tuli abantu nga 10 naye tweyawulamu abamu balimira ewalala n'abalala ne tulimira ewalala ne tuleeta 5 nga tufunye okwongerezebwako sente ezo tuganyuddwamu kubanga kati most times sente ngene enyamba kinene nnyo nfuna akasente katono naye ate nenkagabanya abaana nina abaana basoma nsobola okutoolako nempa abaana ate bwe nfuna nga bino buno mba mbukazizza bwe mala okufuna buno mbuteeka ntundako nenfuna nenzizaawo capital ebisigadde ne tukola enva era abaana abasinga ffe kuno ku kyalo abasinga bamanyi ajja buzi olinayo obutikukonze nnina nti ago ojja kufuna enkya nga abamu mbawadde olwala era abamu ne mbawa enkya kati bwe biba nga byazze bingi abaana bakeza nakasero ne babitwala nakasero gye tubitunda akatale weekali bangi abendyetaaze era bangi abambuuza tusaze magezi ki ne tubalambululira ani gwe balina okulaba wawe balina okuyita okusobola okutuuka ku gundi kufuna ssente zino bangi abatubuuza naffe ne tubawa kyokkola era bangi abambuuza lwakuba nti abasinga tebalina we balimira naye nga bangi abandyetaaze okubeera mu bulimi nga buno tubalina era ssente bakyazeetaaga ku kusinziira ku ffe kye tufunyeemu buli lwakutuukako n'akwebuuzaako nomuga nti funa ssente za parish mod ssente si nnyingi mu kuzaayo nyangu za kusasula.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. Welcome to Good Morning Uganda Agenda. I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono, and this morning I'm going to be discussing issues of money. Now I know many people, when you mention the word money, yes, they are very eager. So today, if you are talking about anything, I'm going to be handling and discussing issues of money. And that will be microfinance, and that is servicing. We are looking at microfinance sector deepening through microfinance and SACCOs. So it is all about financial sector deepening through microfinance and SACCOs. Now, when you talk about the financial sector, I have experts that will be giving us more. And how can we deepen this through the microfinance and SACCOs? Now, for many Ugandans, talk about SACCOs, many people have formed these groups and have accessed money, though some of them have a number of challenges. But join me, welcome my guest this morning. I have Miss Kahinza Justin from Uganda Cooperative Alliance. I hope I pronounced it right. Usually it disturbs me. Most welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chirabo. Good morning, viewers. I'm Hainza Justin. In Mount Elgon, we pronounce it as Hainza.
Hainza.
Yes, from Uganda Cooperative Alliance.
And I have Beka Kanyangonza.
Kanyangoga.
Kanyangoga. Wow. From Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chirabo. Thank you, viewers. Mr. Baker Tumweze Kanyangoga, CPA. Yes.
So that is dealing with issues of account.
Yes.
And that is microfinance and servicing group conference that they're actually organizing. So why he's here is because he handles issues of microfinance at the ministry per se, but also there's something that they are planning as we move to celebrate or to have the corporators conference that will be running on the 17th till the 18th of March here at Hotel Africana. To start with, let me begin with Baker. Baker, now when we talk about SACCOs, this is a word that is not new to a number of Ugandans. But actually, what is entailed in these circles?
So thank you so much again. SACCOs is savings. It's a savings and
credit.
Savings and credit cooperative societies. Yes, yes.
So
they do savings and then intermediate finances. They save and then give away loans.
Maybe if I'm to add
yes,
that,
please
Mr. Chirabo, yes, a SACCO is a cooperative. It's a financial cooperative. Members come together, but with the purpose of saving, lending, and growing their capital. So it's a form of cooperative, but financial in nature. Yes.
I love the fact that members come together, they save, they grow their base, and move ahead. Exactly. So a SACCO is not that we form one for us to get money from government.
It should be with they should have a purpose. When we form a cooperative, I told that a SACCO is a financial form of cooperative. So when we come together as cooperators, we should have a unifying factor. So now for SACCOs, it's financial in nature. You can have others, energy cooperatives, workplace cooperatives. There are so many, housing. So in a cooperative, people come together with a common purpose. So, but today we are focusing on SACCOs. That's why our topic is financial deepening through microfinance and SACCOs. We want financial inclusion to grow. We want to see that people at all levels, all genders, all communities have access to finance. And for us as cooperators, we think the cooperative model is the way to go. It is one of those models that we can use to grow financial inclusion and expand on the economy. Yes.
Now, Becca, when we talk about financial inclusion to grow, when we talk about our country in terms of financial inclusion, government of Uganda has come up with a number of programs. Youth livelihood, wealth creation, so many, and now the current, which is the parish development model, where we expect this to be the magic bullet to bring in the 39% or out of the money economy into the money economy. Now, with a brief assessment, how do you think we are performing as a country as far as financial inclusion through deepening of microfinance?
We are doing well. You remember in 2017, the government of Uganda, and in particular the Minister of Finance, formulated a first financial inclusion strategy, which worked from 2017 to 2022. That one was actually intended to deepen, to increase financial inclusion. By financial inclusion, we mean reducing exclusion, where exclusion means the section of the society who are outside the banking sector. So when you exclude, then you are including. So we managed to include, I mean, a big section of society. You remember we introduced products like, of course, SACCOs, then mobile money. Then these mobile money agents. So all those services brought many people into the money bracket. I mean the banking sector. So currently we also have now another new strategy, which was launched in 2024, but last I made some few months back, but it's 2023 to 2028 financial inclusion strategy, which will increase, once again, go on increasing the deepening of the financial services in the country. Yes.
Now, with that said, I come back to Justin. Justin, from the cooperator's view, what are some of the challenges that are prevailing in the effort to ensure that our financial inclusion, more so through microfinance and SACCOs?
Okay, thank you so much, Chirabo. Mr. Baker talked about the financial inclusion strategy. The second one is 2023, it will run up to 2028. And according to the World Bank report of 2021, we are told that 58% of Ugandans were into the formal, had access to the formal financial services. And then in 20 In 2018, we saw that percentage grow to 78%. But currently, in 2021 latest statistics, according to that World Bank report, we were at 61%. So that shows that, of course, there was a decline, much as we had moved from 2018, 58% to 78% in 2013. We saw a decline. So as a ways of act, the challenges that SACCOs face, that communities out there face, some can be, first of all, maybe registration, the process, the tedious process they have to go through.
Yes.
Challenges of access. Some communities may not have access to the formal. So that's why some even opt for the SACCOs. Others even don't have maybe the necessary identification documents. They might not have the national IDs, which we require. So those are some of the challenges that we have in access, that our SACCOs face in accessing the formal or Ugandans out there, because this was a general strategy, and that was statistics from the whole of Uganda. So they mentioned those are some of the challenges that Uganda, even insufficient funds, that can be a way. You might not have sufficient funds to access the formal system.
So yes, trying to supplement?
Yeah, I was going to say that the financial inclusion strategy, the first one, which was 2017-2018, concentrated on delivery channels, like I had already said, the ATMs, the money, I mean the mobile money, yes. And concentrated on including the youth and women in the financial system. So, as Honorable has said, records indicate that financial inclusion actually increased.
Actually, Mr. Baker, even in the new strategy, I see there's also focus on the youth, women. There's that also one of the 5 pillars, youth and the women. Okay. And then there's also green financing. Yes, I think that's one of the...
That's an addition now, which was not in the former.
So now that said, what brings Uganda Cooperative Alliance together with the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development? I'll begin with Justin here.
Yes, yeah, thank you so much. I also serve as the chairperson, National Organizing Committee for the International Cooperative Day. This day is going to be celebrated on 20th of July in Bukomansimbi district, and Chibinge Coffee is our host, and the co-host is UFCC. They use the Korean model. They are based in Impiji. Why the microfinance conference comes in as part of our activities of the COP Week. Our COP Week runs from 15th, which will be a Monday, to 20th. On 15th, we have a press conference addressed by heads of the cooperative sector, the ministry, UCA, Uganda Cooperative Alliance, the General Secretary. That very Monday, we also have a prayer breakfast. So from the conference, we are getting to the prayer breakfast from 10 to midday. Then on Tuesday, we are heading to Kaliro. We want to do greening of the environment, SDG 13, that will be our focus. So while in Kaliro, we are going to plant trees. We are going to Nawaikoke in Kaliro. That's where the launch will be. Then on Wednesday, we have the microfinance conference. And why we are interested in the microfinance conference, because it's promoting savings. Its emphasis on saving, promoting that culture of saving, especially in SACCOs. Of course, and as Uganda Cooperative Alliance being the apex board of cooperatives in the country, SACCOs also fall, of course, when it comes to the legal issues, the lobbying, much as our unions who are our members, but when it comes to other issues of lobbying, the other mandate, SACCOs still fall under UCA. So we are partnering with the Ministry of Finance, Financial Inclusion Department, to have that conference as part of our activities, to raise awareness, to tell Ugandans out there, to encourage them to join SACCOs, but above all to promote the culture of saving. Because all that we do feeds into the bigger picture, into Vision 2040, whereby we want to see a transformed economy, people transforming from subsistence into commercial agriculture. And as you know, NDP3, which is that driver to that, is also ending. We are revising it to NDP4 now soon. So we see as all this feeds into the bigger picture of Vision 2040. So even SACCOs, microfinance, even when we talk about the parish development model, when you talk about the third pillar, it's about financial inclusion. Yes, so these are some of, we are all partners, we are feeding into the bigger picture. In fact, if I'm to start from the cooperatives, as cooperators, Our third principle is economic participation. When members get into the cooperatives voluntarily, we elect our leaders, we don't just sit. We mobilize our cooperators into production. We want them to be economically active. So that's it feeds into our third pillar as cooperators.
Now, Becca, when we talk about promoting this culture of saving, many people will tell you, I live hand to mouth. I'm left with nothing to save. Even in some of these credit and savings cooperatives, the circles, you'll find that many people will only save because they know that it is a condition for them to get money. That's not something like you say we promote the culture of saving. Then how best during this conference are you going to promote the culture of saving? More so, we are talking about looking at people from rural areas as well.
Thank you so much. In this microfinance and savings group conference, we have objectives and we have themes. So those objectives which we have chosen and the themes are expected to go a long way in promoting the savings. Of course, as you said, the people would tell you that we don't have anything to save. If first of all, he has nothing to eat today, then how do you tell him how to save? However, if we go on inculcating this culture of savings into our people, we feel it will go a long way into changing. It's the mindset. It's the mindset. Somebody can get something very, very little and consume it. Another one will get something very little and save it. And for example, we think that, as the Honorable has said, financial literacy is one of our themes. And by encouraging financial literacy, which is actually among the objectives of the new financial inclusion strategy, we shall slowly by one by one increase, change the mindset of our people so that they can improve their savings. And then, of course, in this conference, one of the other things we are going to do is to allow our people who have been getting services from circles to exhibit what they have been doing. And that one will feel to attract or showcase that, you know, it's not only the rich that save, but even the poor can save.
I love the fact that it's not only the rich that can save, even the poor can save. Now I know there's someone watching and wondering, if I have nothing, then what do I save? But it's a choice you make to ensure that you can even better get more opportunities. Because one would love to look at how have you been handling finances? Do you have a saving culture? And that's why you see even in the circles, the element of saving is the foundation of every circle currently in our country. Now, let's look at the event that is going to bring together all cooperators. I know there are a number of groups of cooperators, a number of unions, and I'm happy you've decided to focus more on Chibinge. One of the cooperatives I cherish so much in terms of coffee, and I want to send my regards to Sowedi. There's a gentleman there called Sowedi. Yes. I've forgotten the second name, but he's so fundamental into coffee and management of coffee there. So what do you intend to achieve out of this?
Yes, Mr. Chirabo, the cooperative week, actually the cooperative day happens every first Saturday of July, ideally, globally. That's
globally, yes.
Yes, the first Saturday of July every year. For us this year, it would have been on Friday, 6th, it was 6th of July. But because there is an ongoing cabinet retreat and the senior stakeholders at the Ministry of Health, Industry and Cooperatives are attending that retreat. So that's why as cooperators, we agreed that we reschedule our celebrations to 20th of July, this very month of July 28th. So the week, first of all, the activities, the cooperative week, the series of activities is targeted to raise awareness.
Okay.
We want to tell the world out there that as cooperators, we have done so much. We are still in the movement. We can do more, even to encourage those that are not yet into cooperatives.
Many who still have the other old thinking that cooperatives, some use the word even died, are no longer there, they cease to exist, they were buried and gone.
So now we start the week with a press conference. Our theme for this year is cooperatives build a better future for all. So we see that the theme is about promotion, is a better future. We'd think about a better future, for instance, when people's incomes are better, where they have access to finance. So we have different topics which we have aligned. In fact, I was still walking through the week of activities. So after the press conference, we have a prayer breakfast, interreligious prayer breakfast. It brings together all religious denominations. So that one shows the unity in cooperation. For us as cooperatives, we are not for any party, we are not for any religion, any color. We invite all Ugandans, all people globally. We don't segregate along any lines. So on Tuesday, I told you we are doing greening. We are going to Nawaikoke. So as cooperators, we're also concerned about our environment. We want to feed into SDG 13, climate action. We see there are so many changes that are coming about, but even climate change is really affecting the cooperative sector as well. Talk about people who are into agriculture. When now the harvests are not good, when the seasons change, we are affected. Wednesday, we have the greening of the environment. I mean, we have the conference, the microfinance conference. And then we also have to give back to community. That's its principle number, giving back to community is principle number 7 in cooperatives. We want to give back to communities, and this year we are focusing on SDG 3, which is about health. We want cooperators across the country to give back to their communities. You can approach a health center near you, near the cooperative. You can either clean, you can donate some items to the maternity ward, to the children pediatric ward. You can do anything within your means. So I want it to be a nationwide activity. So on Thursday, we are heading to Mpigi. Mpigi, we are launching the office of the UFCC, that's UFCC, Uganda Federation of Community Cooperatives, MG. They use a Korean model. So we want to also hear about that, their testimony. They've been in our communities. What have they done? How has the model transformed the communities out there? They're in Mitiana and in PG as per now. So that will be on Thursday. We are going to start from PG. We launch their office. The minister will be present. Then from there, we move to Komansimbi in the afternoon. We are going to have a sports day. We have a health camp to start with. We are going to launch the health camp. We give back to the community, as we said. We are so much, as cooperators, interested in health. We want to see that our members are healthy so that they can actively participate in cooperative activities. In the afternoon of Thursday, in the evening, we are going to have a march. We mind about the health, the fitness. Cooperators out there, Ugandans out there should exercise, they should be fit. But you know, sports brings us together. Yes, it's a unifying factor. So then from there, we launch the exhibition. We expect cooperators across the country to head to Chiringe. We want you to go and show the world what we have, the products we have, the value we have added. Then on Friday, we have a symposium, which is sponsored by UFCC and other cooperators. So in that symposium, our keynote address will be cooperatives build a better future, but focusing on Vision 2040 and the Global Sustainable Development Goals. We want to see how do we speak to the theme, how does the theme speak to the SDGs, but also, of course, the SDGs, yes, also affect cooperators, all of them in one or another, but there are those ones which are even key. We look at SDG 1, for instance, that one ending poverty.
That's and when you talk about SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals, yes, for my view,
it's a global agenda,
it's a global agenda, and of course Uganda, we fit in, we've set targets that we must have, that countries must be at a particular time, and we hope that with the cooperative movement, focusing more on the Sustainable Development Goals, this will be something very important to see how far have we gone. The good thing is you're picking out particular ones that I think suit or best work, and you feel that the cooperators play a bigger role here.
Yes.
Now, going back to Becca, when we talk about the microfinance savings, many Ugandans have either been part or some are planning. Others maybe have been even persuaded. Someone comes and says, let's join hands, we can do this, and we can receive support from government. But by and large, let's understand, as we push for more of these groups, more of circles to be formed, what do you feel is lacking in the movement of circles and microfinance groups in our country? Because so many have faced a number of challenges.
Do I request that I first talk about the conference?
Briefly, please.
How it feeds in. So the microfinance, because it will feed in your question, the microfinance and savings groups conference is being organized by the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. As Honorable has already stated, it will be organized. It will take place on 17th and 18th of July this year. So the Ministry of Finance has partnered with key agencies, and one of them is UCA, Uganda Cooperative Alliance, then Makerere University Business School, Stanbic Bank.
So there are quite a number.
Quite a number.
Yes.
CARE and AMFU.
Good, okay.
So the main theme of the conference is leveraging on collaboration and partnerships and improving the culture of savings in order to achieve socio-economic development.
Quite a good theme, I must say.
Exactly.
Practicability is my question to you.
Practicability is the question, and that's how we are holding this conference in order. The achievement of that goal of socio-economic development will be achieved through so many things, including partnerships. Because as you see in Uganda, there are so many programs which have been set up by both government and the private sector, but many of them normally lack collaboration and coordination. So we are organizing this conference to improve especially the collaboration and then the coordination of these different entities which are in the financial inclusion space. Now back to your question, you said why are the circles not?
What is the missing link? Because many are formed,
okay,
but many are struggling. Facts be told.
Okay,
many are struggling.
Okay, the first missing link, as I said, is the lack of the coordination, because there are so many, for example, entities doing the same thing. You have, for example, you can have UCA, you have Okusku, you have Amfi. They are doing the same things, but all of them not doing exactly what should be done. So by increasing the collaboration and coordination, you can bring. You can salvage the whole system of building circles. Then, of course, we need to keep on building these circles. When the circles are set up by the cooperators, of course, there are weaknesses. And one of the things, one of the activities that the Financial Inclusion Support Unit, our unit, Ministry of Finance, is doing is business development. We need to develop the business case for these circles, so that you keep on training so that you can build these circles. Then the other missing link has been the financial literacy. Most of our people form circles, in order to they say form circles and
get money.
That type of reasoning is not good. Because if you form a circle to get money, if you don't get the money, you run away from the circle. But if you get money, you don't want to chew it.
You don't want to pay.
So we are going to keep increasing with our partners, like you see, keep improving the financial literacy, which is part of the strategy of the financial inclusion strategy, so that we can go on building them until we reach our goal.
Yes, well, you're still with us. It is Good Morning Uganda agenda, and I have an official from Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and also from Uganda Cooperative Alliance, where we are looking at a financial sector deepening through microfinance and SACCOs. And where we know that now my guest from Ministry of Finance is so much talking about inclusion, ensuring that nobody is left behind. And we know that this is what our government is doing. How do we ensure that those that are not in the money economy are brought into the money economy? Well, government has a number of programs, but leading is the parish development model. It's not what we are going to be discussing, neither part of our discussion, but of course when you talk about SACCOs, you can't exclude the parish development model, because one of its pillars is financial inclusion. And I think that is pillar 3. Pillar 3 is financial inclusion. So if that is what we are discussing, then definitely allow us pop into the PDM here and here. Now, coming back to you, Justin, as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, what support do you give to microfinance and SACCOs? Because we find that it is one of the methods that cooperatives, actually it's the backbone of cooperatives. Definitely they have a purpose, fine, but cooperatives are usually formed for economic gains, in my opinion.
Yes, Mr. Chirabo, yes, as you have said, Uganda Cooperative Alliance is the apex body of cooperatives in the country. And our mandate varies from lobby and advocacy, arbitration, resource mobilization, and we are that voice for the cooperative movement in the country. So as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, we have also participated in capacity building. We have built the capacities of our cooperatives across the country. We have had engagements. Actually, recently, we carried out a capacity needs assessment. So in that capacity needs assessment, we came to understand the challenges that cooperatives are facing, of course, ranging from challenges of finance, issues of governance, and governance, by the way, is a key issue in cooperatives. But above all, as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, we build capacities, we build using our business models. There is the tripartite model, the cooperative business model, where we are linking, there is a farmer, there is a cooperative, there is a SACCO. In this model, a member of a cooperative will have access to the services of the SACCO. We'll also have access, of course, first they are members of a SACCO. They will have access to the finances in the SACCO and other products. So for us, we reach out using our models now, like that tripartite model, where there's a SACCO, there's a member, and then the financial element, so that they can access. If services, they can either directly provide, maybe if the money is fine, but also in the past, if it were seeds, they would provide, maybe, and then at a certain time when the harvest is ready and we get back. But we also have what we call the FACT methodology. In this FACT methodology, we aim at empowering our cooperators with skills. We cannot talk about financial literacy. We cannot talk about getting our Ugandans move from subsistence to commercial agriculture without building their skills. So we also aim at building skills. And when it comes to financial lobbying, in this FACT methodology, we train our cooperatives in proposal writing, in lobbying skills. You build their skills in that manner. So we use the methodologies that we have. There's also the SACCO methodology, where you will go to a given farmer, look at what they are doing, learn from them. So we use the cooperative methodologies, our approaches, to reach out to the farmers, train them, skill them, but above all, the issue of governance. We also encourage them, because one of our key principles is democracy. The management of the cooperatives, the leadership has to be democratically elected, and they must be autonomous. They must run their affairs independently. So this is how we are reaching out through literacy, using our models. We are encouraging them, even issues of transparency in financial management. In fact, even ministries bring the element of digitalization. We've been here a number of times encouraging people to embrace digitalization. This will help in issues of accountability, where people will be able to access their accounts. In fact, one of our topics, yes, is digitalization. How do we bring about digital inclusion one of the topics in the symposium. How will it benefit our cooperators out there? And we encourage cooperators to embrace technology. I mean, when change comes, we need to embrace it for the better. For instance, we can use it to market our products as cooperators. Yes. We can use it even to check our balance. Like if you're registered in your phone, you can be here and I'm checking BCU Circle to see if my membership, how much I've grown. You in your call, you can check and see
that's how advanced we are.
Yes, so we want, in fact, even one of the topics at the conference, the element of digitalization, we need to embrace it and see how best to enforce accountability, yes, and transparency in our circles.
Well, very interesting there when we talk about promoting financial inclusion, but also using the deepening of financial sector through microfinance and circles. Now, we know that all initiatives are aimed at fighting poverty. Now, going back to Ministry of Finance, to be particular, Baker, when you talk about the microfinance and savings docket, where you're in charge of this, as a country, how are we faring?
Microfinance, come back again.
In terms of microfinance, because you have a number of institutes, the microfinance, all these, but still under the ministry, where this is your docket, how are we faring? A brief assessment.
I think a brief assessment of how we are faring, we are doing well, because you remember before 2015, 2015, we didn't have any regulatory framework for circles. Now in 2016, the Ministry of Finance enacted the Tier 4 Microfinance and Money Lending Act. That act formed the body which regulates microfinance. It's called UMRA. As UMRA, so it regulates the circles. So the sector is now regulated. The big circles are accordingly. The big circles, including the Wazalendos, are regulated, supposed to be regulated by Bank of Uganda. Then the middle ones, the ones near to the big ones, are regulated by UMRA. Then the rest of the circles, the small ones, which are after formation, are not yet involved in money. I mean, intermediation, financial intermediation, are still with the register of cooperatives. So there is sanity in the sector, and without sanity, without regulation, of course, you usually hear cases of money being stolen. Of course, I can't say that all those cases were reduced, but because of the establishment of that regulatory framework, I think we are moving, and we are well focused now with the whole Minister of State for Microfinance, and we are set to go. We are moving. We are fine.
That said, why do we still see that it's not in tandem? The success you're talking about is not in tandem. Are Ugandans not embracing microfinance institutions because circles also fall there? These levels of poverty, yes, we've moved steps. But one would wonder, with a framework, with a policy, with these institutions, poverty alleviation would still not be a problem, a challenge to us, because almost every docket is catered for. We are here discussing now inclusion. Why do we still see a big population of our people sunk in poverty?
Thank you so much, Moderator. I think it's not only Uganda which still has pockets of poverty.
Yes.
Or developing countries, of course, experience that problem. But for us in Uganda, you know, now looking at that as a factor, that why do we still have problems?
Yes, because if you can't go to the bank, there's something tailor-made for your abilities.
Exactly.
But you're still poor.
Okay, so that's why now the government has come in to set up programs like PDM, and you know PDM was set up to look to cater for the 39%, who the president called the Chidachoka. So still with that poverty, we hope that with PDM and the Myoga, which is catering for the 18 types of Myoga, and then PDM catering for businesses to do with issues to do with agriculture related enterprises. I think we shall improve. So we shall continue moving, fighting with our other agencies, our other partners like UCA to improve that situation. And I think any program is set up, and after setting it up, you have a period of evaluation. By the end of the time the period where in which we are running PDM, we shall evaluate and see how far we have gone, and then maybe set improve the policies that are geared towards financial inclusion.
Well, we are still looking at financial sector deepening through microfinance and SACCOs, not forgetting, well, the cooperators in Uganda, because globally they did celebrate, but in Uganda will be having their COP, that is the COP International. No, not COP International. Yes, for Uganda we are going, because sorry, in my mind it's already done, but we are going to be having a belated one. Celebrations, and of course we shall have also the microfinance and savings group conference as an activity alongside the major activity. But time seems to be flying, and I'll just be giving you, each one of you, a minute or two to have your parting shot to Ugandans, more so encouraging them to develop a saving culture and to form also cooperatives, because this is a model that global, I believe, has worked, transform societies and economies. And we believe it may also work for us. I'll begin with you, Honorable.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Chirabo. When we talked about poverty, like so many, government has put up so many programs. Yes, we embrace all those programs, but to Ugandans out there, while we talk about financial inclusion today, we want Ugandans out there to get into cooperatives, to form cooperatives. Because when we talk about poverty, the issue of finance comes in. Issues of affordability, issues of appropriateness of the finance, which is being accessed, what is the interest rate. That's why even as the cooperative movement, for us we've been talking about getting the cooperative bank back, because we believe this will be one of the channels to help us get affordable and accessible finance. And in the long run, it will help us to boost our enterprises. As cooperators, we shall be united. But as I said, Mr. Chair, one of the key issues, the key challenges we are facing in some of these programs, the issues of management, administration. So we need to look into issues of governance, into the different, like the PDM groups. We have had challenges there. And of course, as Mr. Baker said during the review, we need government, we need to come out and address some of those challenges that are not helping us realize the goals, the vision of these government programs, and we address them. But for now, I call upon all Ugandans to join us in the International Day celebrations, which will happen on 20th of July in Bukoma Nsimbi. All of us will be heading to Bukoma Nsimbi. Cooperators out there, please come up in big numbers. We have the exhibitions. Come and show the world what we can do when we are united, when we are together as cooperators.
Of course, come and assess. Some of you that believe cooperatives may be gone a long time ago, come and see how they are still live and a good vehicle for economic transformation. That is would be my biggest desire. Because when we talk about cooperatives, they're in the ancient thinking. You know, they were there, but come and see, they're still there, and very vibrant. Well, as we get out of here, your parting shot.
My parting shot is, first of all, I want to put to inform Ugandans that with the formation of the UMRA, Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority, sanity was restored in this SACCO industry. And with our partners in Ministry of Trade, also looking at the infant SACCOs, we are able to move and create sanity. So I call upon all cooperators, especially in the SACCO industry, to come and participate in this microfinance and savings group conference, because there are so many things we are going to look at. We have 2 days of the conference, the first conference is going to look at various issues, including consumer protection, including gender issues, including climate change issues, because you know Uganda is one of the countries, among the countries, which is affected by climate. So the country formed the climate finance policy in 2016, and the Ministry of Finance has also formed the climate finance unit to look at issues of how to intermediate issues of climate into the financial sector. So we shall discuss all those topics. And then the second day, as I said, these circles and other microfinance institutions will showcase what they have been doing. There will be exhibitions, and with these exhibitions, we think with circles showing how they have, and circle members showing how they have benefited from the industry, then we will be able to attract more people in the system, and thus increasing the savings. So we call upon all the cooperators and other Ugandans who believe in development to come and attend this conference.
Well, I just want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time, but above all, our viewers and the call is, let's ensure that we fight poverty through joining cooperatives and microfinance institutions with the aim of ensuring that no one is left behind, because those are vehicles that we believe together we have strength, and together we can alleviate poverty from our country. See you in the next hour, God willing. Ruben is very, very ready to take you through sports updates. For God and my country, good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by. You can now get all the